Welcome to Turn 1. I'm Sean Fitz at Daytona tonight. Sim 500 Sunday night Thunder Crew getting ready to go. Green under the lights at Daytona. Again, hello everybody. Welcome to Turn 1. I'm Sean Fitz. Justin Fuller, Joe Hudson, Vincent Guerrero, Joey Gattina, and Brian Wortman. Your top five. Getting ready to go green flag racing here. Under the lights. It's going to be a lot of fun with these ARCA cars. And we appreciate you tuning in. An incident under caution at several cars wrecking in the back. We'll see if that affects some of these folks. In the meantime, though, they're going to bring these cars all the way down past pit road. Looks like they're going to get another lap, a delayed start here. That'll give us just a moment to get everything caught up. Again, Joe Hudson, Justin Fuller, that front row. Vincent Guerrero, Joey Gattina, Jose Gonzalez, Brian Wortman, row 3. Jeff Hollingsworth, Brian Daly, Chad Coleman, and Gary Bergeron, your top 10. As we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch tonight, trying something out a little different. We're also streaming vertically over at YouTube, so make sure you head on over there and take a look at what's going on. I say we're streaming vertically over there. I'm not sure if we are at the moment. That's actually not a good thing. Get that back up and going here any moment. Looks like we've only got a vertical stream up right now on YouTube. We'll get that fixed here as we get ready to go racing under the lights here at Daytona. Again, these drivers had a little bit of a mishap on pit road. So a bunch of these folks here, a bunch of drivers having issues on pit road. Or, I'm sorry, having issues on the pace lap. So several cars going to start tonight's race. A little bit of damage. Something we'll have to keep tabs on. But it looks like we're going to head down pit road and take the green flag here at Daytona. Oh no, Justin Fuller blinking out there. Having several issues and the green flag is out. We're underway here at Daytona. Justin Fuller back up front. Joe Hudson may have had a little bit of an issue getting rolling there because he didn't really know where Justin was. Either way, green flag out. We're free and rolling here in the ARCA Series. Fuller, Guerrero, Gonzalez, Hollingsworth, Coleman, your top 5 as they unwind these cars for the first time down the backstretch. We do have full 30 car field here tonight. See, he's going to be able to bring home the checkered flag. The top 8 all single filed out here as they roll through 1 and 2 down. I'm sorry, roll through 3 and 4 to complete lap number 2. Fuller remains dominant up front. Again, 65 laps here with this group. 2 sets of tires in the pits. That'll be a factor for some of these guys here tonight, so we'll have to keep close tabs on that. But more importantly, no fast repairs with the Sim 500 group. So what you've got is what you've got. And you're going to have to manage that car. These super speedway races are obviously very tricky for a lot of folks. You got to mind your P's and Q's. You got to stay in line and and stay up with the draft to ensure you're going to be up there when it matters most at the very end of this thing when it's all said and done. We take a look a little further back, just behind Chad Coleman. It's where it gets a little crazy. That's Kenneth Farmer, Brian Daly side by side. That is the first 2x2 battle. And what's really interesting is we're not really seeing that up front. We're seeing that back here around 7th and 8th. Oh, now that outside line starts charging as Fuller goes off into turn 1. All of a sudden, what was an 8-car straightaway, 8-car single file line on the bottom for the top 8 has now turned into only a 4-car run. Now the outside line starting to pick up. Fuller continues to lead here. Hudson, though, has got some trouble. He's going to have Gatina side by side as they come out of 4. That's Hollingsworth as well, just right there with him. And all of a sudden, that 4-car pack, really pretty much the lead pack, in a little bit of danger. Here comes the side-by-side action we're used to seeing at a super speedway race, as they just took lap number 5 here at Daytona for the Sim 500 Sunday Night Thunder Group right here on turn 1. Fuller, after a little bit of a rocky start with the leader, having some connectivity issues out front here. In charge of the field, but here comes Jose Gonzalez on the outside. He's going to have some help. I believe that's Hollingsworth there with him. It is. And then DeAndre Kane, a newcomer to the Sim 500 Sunday Night Thunder Group, released this week, making a run on the outside. Now, 2x2, they make up the field all the way through the top 10 or so. Even a little bit of 3-wide action there for just a moment, where we have a new leader, Jose Gonzalez, able to get down in front of Justin Fuller. Now that outside line being led by Gatina. Fuller P2 on the inside. Oh, they're going to make a little contact on the front. That was Gatina with Gonzalez. Had to back way out of it. There goes Hudson now on the outside. He's back up front where he started. Now, all of a sudden, that outside line becomes dominant. They're going to move down to the bottom. That's Steven Miles, Gatina, and Hudson. 1, 2, 3 now at Daytona. They did not, it looks like Miles did not get clear. Hudson's going to try to keep the door closed. He's got Gonzalez tied on the bumper. Miles is out front on that outside line all by himself. A 14 car up front and running hard here. Here comes Steven Miles again on the outside. He had a bit of a push there. That's Britt Scott. He is with him as well. Little 3-wide back there. That's back for 5th. They're going to smooth it out. No, they're not. That's just going to slide back a little bit. As they come across a stripe here to lap number 8. Gatina continues to lead up front. Steven Miles there, kind of all by himself. He had a little bit of a run. Now nowhere to go. He's going to slide back. Here comes a 3rd line up front. I believe that's being led by Chad Coleman. Oh no, we're under caution. Several cars involved back here. We've got 2 cars stopped on the track. That's Alan Wide, Vincent Guerrero. We saw him up front. They're going to have some severe damage. And that's going to bring out the first caution of the night on lap number 9 of 65. We're going to take this brief moment to step aside. We're going to fix that YouTube chat. We'll be right back with you. You're watching Turn 1. Welcome back to Turn 1 under caution. Lap 11 for the Sunday Night Thunder group right here on Turn 1. Hello, everybody. I'm Sean Fitz. We've got everything squared away now. YouTube, how are you doing over there? You're live, both horizontally and vertically. We'll talk more about that here in just a little bit. We're also live over on Facebook and Twitch. Thanks so much for being here tonight. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Alex Gregg elected to stay out this last time down pit road, so he's going to assume the lead. Jose Gonzalez, Stephen Miles, Brent Scott, and John Schwerkart, your top 10. I'm sorry, your top 5. Green flag back out. Side by side as they roll off into one. The 4 car gonna be up front here. Alex Gregg not stopping on the pit stop. And in firm control of that inside line. They take about 2 laps to get up speed here at Daytona. Now they're going to fan out 2 and 3 wide. Gonzalez is going to take the lead. He's going to bring Brent Scott with him. Joey Gattina is also going to try and get clear, but he's not going to make it. Gonzalez started on the outside. Was able to get out in front of Alex Gregg, who's riding around 5th right now. Gonzalez is cruising on that inside line. Gattina, though, is going to have a huge push. I believe that's Chad Coleman was with him. It was. Those two have a bit of a gap behind them. Coming right back to the bumper there is Coleman. That's going to be a big shove for Gattina down the backstretch. But Gonzalez has got Scott and Gregg tied to the bumper as they roll down the backstretch into 3. Now a 3-wide single file group making up that inside line as they come to the stripe to take lap number 14 here at Daytona. The 26, the 33, and the 4. Hang on to that inside line. Gattina's still leading the outside. He's got Chad Coleman still with the bumper. He's also got the 1 car up there with him. That's John Schwerkart. And they're trying to get that line situated, starting to build up another, right at the restart there was just about 4 or 5 cars left after the first lap. But now that outside line, 6 cars strong. 7 cars now going to work on getting a run. These ARCA cars are, whoa, big move. Who was that up back there? Was that may have been, who was that jumped up there? That was the 24. That's Stephen Miles. He's looking for anywhere that's going to get him to the front. Miles now's got that outside line all scattered out. We'll take a look as they roll off into 1. Gattina. Now, oh yeah, that outside line's really tore up. Gattina's lost Coleman. Here comes Schwerkart in the 1. Gattina's going to move to the bottom. Now to the outside goes, who's that? That's Jeff Hollingsworth. Byron Daly. Outside the 4 of Alex Gregg. Chaos here at Daytona. Single file up front, 3 wide back for 7th. It is traffic jam on the 405 back here as they roll through the start-finish line. We were talking about Stephen Miles. He was up front just a lap ago. That move he made to the outside put him at risk. It has shoved him all the way back to 9th. In the meantime, Gonzalez is going to continue to lead. Here comes a 3-car run. 3 wide back here for 3rd. Oh, big wreck, big pile up. That's going to be half the field. Half the field involved here in a massive wreck on lap 16. Gonzalez is going to be your leader as they come back around here. Let's see if we can, I think this is all going to start right around Justin Fuller. See if we can find out what happened. Oh, the one got turned and then everybody went for a ride. And literally the entire field caught up in that wreck. Not the way some of these drivers certainly wanted to end their night. As we were talking about at the top of the broadcast, keep in mind, no fast repairs for this league. And rightfully so. Ultimately, I think that's the right thing to do. But unfortunately, in this instance, that is going to hurt a large group of drivers here tonight that are going to have to come down pit road and get those cars taken, really kind of patched up as best as you possibly can. It's very early, and there were so many involved. You can't just quit at this point, as the entire field is going to come down pit road, led by Jose Gonzalez, Alex Gregg, all going to come down, top up with fuel. But as I was mentioning, you can't really just call it a night. You know, a lot of these super speedway races, that may be the best thing to do, or you may want to do that, but you really can't, because so much of the field was involved. See a lot of cars damaged here, some missing the entire front valence. They're going to spend a lot of time down pit road. One driver that will not come down, at least right now, is Tyler Maccabee. He is going to elect to stay out. Gonzalez is going to roll off pit road, the leader. But you can't really call it a night here. So many cars. So if you've even got a half power and you can do all your optionals, kind of stay around to maybe build up. There's going to be a second draft of these damaged cars. Really, if you can hang on to that, you're going to have to go out there and race for position. You could really recover a top 15 out of this race. So some of these drivers are only here for one night. Others are here for the season. They need the points, and that's something to really consider. We're going to step aside just one moment. Huge, the big one happening here on lap number 17, or coming to lap number 8. I'm sorry, yep, coming to lap number 17 right here at Daytona. You're watching Turn 1. Getting ready to go back, green flag racing here, coming to lap number 20. Tyler Maccabee up front. He elected to not come down pit road. Jose Gonzalez did, but he's going to restart P2. Taking a look back at the incident counter, it looks like upwards of 16 cars, or literally half of the field, involved in that massive wreck coming down the backstretch here at Daytona. It was 2 and 3 wide. We had 3 lanes of racing happening, And boy, it was something to behold. And unfortunately, there is room to make it happen 3-wide racing here at Daytona, but it's just not a ton. And that outside line was unstable, and well, we all saw it kind of come to fruition. The 26 are going to restart us here on the front row. Tyler Maccabee, he's up front for the first time tonight. See the green flag back live here at Daytona. Maccabee gets them rolling pretty strong. Gonzalez is going to move down to the bottom. Hollingsworth is going to take this opportunity to go as well. This is really going to scatter out this field. You see that. A lot of these drivers did not get up and rolling. That's going to let the leaders kind of, or the top 10, kind of just get settled in here and run some laps. As we get the opportunity, we'll take a look back a little further through the field, but it looks like really our top 10 already mostly single filed out here. We're going to have a couple cars, like I said, in a couple different drafts happening. And really, it's going to be the race of trying to just make some spots up out on racetrack. And there could still be another big one. So you really need to just manage your race at this point as they come to lap 21. No pressure out front. Gonzalez free and clear. Jeff Hollingsworth now has moved up to P2. Justin Fuller sitting third. Maccabee is moved back to fourth. Alex Gregg, James Durr, Jerry Bergeron, Kenneth Farmer, David Pearson, and Thomas Hazlett, your top 10. One thing I do want to mention, and we saw these kind of those runs happening right before that caution. These ARCA machines, they're meant to not be as powerful as the rest of the Cup cars, right? The trucks, the Xfinity, and the Cup machines. Oh, we got a car in the wall. 2 cars in the wall. And caution out again. It looks like, oh goodness, that's Logan Koger involved. I believe I saw Dave Stinson also involved. Another caution out here tonight. As I was talking about, these machines here are, they're not as up, they don't have as much horsepower. You know, and certainly there's a restrictor plate involved here at these racetracks like this at Daytona. And you've got to manage the run, and when you get it, you got to go, because you will not always get those opportunities. Let's take a look here, if we can. And look back here at Dave Stinson. See where he got involved in this. Oh, that was cars upside down. That was a much bigger wreck than it looked like. And again, a lot of cars involved here that probably didn't, or probably were back there because of the first incident. Let's take one more look. This is going to be Gerald Livingston. I'm trying to find out the exact source of the incident. That looks like, is that the 08, I believe we're looking at? That was James Durr. You know what? Let's just make this really easy on ourselves. Let's do the old-fashioned replay here. Now, Durr is definitely going to have some help. Had a car on the outside of him. Oh, no. He may have got scooped up by the 4 either way. Cautions. Breed cautions. And we're under the next one here at Daytona. Jose Gonzalez leads. We're going to step aside. You're watching Turn 1. These drivers get ready to go back. Green flag racing. Let's take one more look. And while we're under caution, James Durr got collected by the 4, and then that just sent chaos throughout the field. Much of these drivers already involved in that first incident, or that first big incident. It's just going to make their night just a little bit longer here tonight at Daytona. So we come back alive here. Jose Gonzalez is going to lead it off. Jeff Hollingsworth, Tyler McAbee, Kenneth Farmer, David Pearson, Greg Bergeron. I'm sorry, Jerry Bergeron, rather. Thomas Hazlett, Gerald Livingston, Vincent Guerrero, Justin Fuller. We've got some damaged cars in the top 10 at this point, so this will be exciting to see how some of these drivers can hang on and what they could do to kind of manage their runs here. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Either you're watching YouTube, both horizontally and vertically now available. If you want to be in bed or you want to go hang out, have a better view, check out our YouTube and click that vertical stream. Here, a lot of folks are liking it. I got a lot of folks watching right now, so we appreciate you being here. Say hi in the chat if you would. Would love to hear from you. If you haven't already done so, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, comment. Do what you need to do to get connected to Turn 1. We're Sim 500 at DRS for the duration of the summer. So we're really excited to be bringing a fourth stream type over to you right here on Turn 1. Pace car is going to head down pit road. Jose Gonzalez, Jeff Hollingsworth on the front row. This field is really starting to whittle down. Green flag back out as they come across the stripe, lap number 25. Side by side, they go off into one. It's going to take about a lap and a half for these ARCA machines to get up to speed at this big 2.5 mile Daytona Super Speedway. Over 20 degrees of banking. Really a lot of angle to get these cars around through these high banked corners and upwards of 200 miles an hour. The 26 of Jose Gonzalez. He's been up front when it mattered most of the big incidents that have happened on track. He's been either leading or in the top 2 or 3. So, you know, we talk about that. You especially heard us talk about it during the American Sim Racing Tour group races where they were at Talladega or Daytona every week. You want to pick 2 places to be as we see Tyler McAbee make a move and take the lead away on the bottom there from Jose Gonzalez. Now Gonzalez is going to move to the high side. He's going to have some help with him. That's Bergeron. That went with him. Several drivers went with him. 4 cars went to the high side. And they're going to make it 1, 2, 3. That's Gonzalez, Bergeron, and Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth is going to take P2 away. Bergeron's going to slide back to 3rd. But we were talking about where's a safe place to be on these super speedway races where it's 2 and 3 wide racing pretty much through the entire field the entire time. You either want to be in the very back of the field where you know you've got enough time to check up before everything in front of you, or you want to be towards the front. Unfortunately, we saw a lot of our fast drivers and that big wreck happen back about 3rd, 4th, 5th. So you've really either got to be on the point or you're really gambling anywhere between about 5th to 20th at these super speedway races. Gonzalez taking back the lead from McAbee, and I tell you what, he's moved back to 9th. We can tell he's got some pace, and I don't think he has any damage on the green machine. We'll continue to watch that. But Gonzalez, Hollingsworth, Bergeron, Farmer, Hazlett, your top 5. Again, this field is whittled down significantly. I believe we've only got, in this lead pack group, I think we have about 12 cars. 12 cars, 13. We'll call it Brian Wortman pulling up the rear of the field. And really, at this point, the sun's set, the track's going to be what it's going to be. You've got the car you're going to have. and we're closing in on that halfway point, you know you're going to have to stop at least one more time on fuel. I think we'll see about a 25-lap run, green flag run fuel endurance here on these machines. So you're going to have to stop at least once more before it's all said and done. And so you just need to tick some laps off. The field's not very big, so when it's time to go, you're not going to have to leapfrog too many folks. And we just need to click some laps off, and that's what you're seeing doing right now, being led by Gonzalez right there on the bottom line. As I mentioned, we are with Sim 500 here for the whole summer run right here on Turn 1 every Sunday night. Really excited to be connected with Joey Katina and that crew. If you haven't already done so, you will want to head on over to sim500.com and do some investigating. They've got a ton of series. I think they run at least 3 or 4 nights a week. So a lot of options, a lot of racing for everybody. This is a super speedway race. We had some new names here. A lot of folks here that aren't normally here, and of course, on top of that, these cars. It was kind of a perfect storm that unfortunately caused a massive wreck. But that is not the normal. Sim 500 and the Sunday Night Thunder group are always stand up and great show. Speaking of next week, next Sunday night, we head on over to Charlotte Motor Speedway. Again, under the lights for another 100-lap race. That's going to be a great time. A little bit of a different track. Tires are going to play a factor, and really, super speedways versus Charlotte Motor Speedway. 2 different tracks, 2 different racing styles, and a lot of drivers out there looking for a checkered flag. So head on over to Sim 500 for more information, and then check them out next Sunday night right here on Turn 1 as we cover Charlotte live for the Sunday Night Thunder group. Lap number 31, Jose Gonzalez continues to lead. Jeff Hollingsworth, Jerry Bergeron, Kenneth Farmer, Thomas Hazlett, Vincent Guerrero. He's been involved in a couple incidences, but he's got that car pepped back up. He's currently sitting 6th. David Pearson, Gerald Livingston, Richie Barbary, and Tyler McAbee, your top 10. Again, we've got damaged cars here running in the top 10, so again, we were talking about it earlier. You can't hang the hat up after that first big one. You needed to fix it up. Get your hot rod, at least get those optionals taken care of. You got tons of time under caution. Use that time up, get these cars right. Come out here and click some laps off. Find a drafting buddy if the car can keep up. Find somebody that is a great pusher or whatever you need, and make him some track position. You may not walk away with a checkered flag, but especially for some of these regulars, you want to be there at the end of the season for the points side of things. You've got to run as many laps as you possibly can. Taking a look over on Facebook and Twitch. Again, see everybody tuned again. Hello, everyone. I'm Sean Fitz. Appreciate you being here. Michael Kelly, 31 degrees of banking. That's right, Michael. Thanks so much for that. I knew it was between that and 33, which is Dega, so we didn't want to get it wrong. We were right, but you clarified it even more for us, so thanks for that. And we appreciate you tuning in. Over on the vertical side, we see a bunch of folks over there. Hello, mobile users. We're glad you're here with us, watching Turn 1. Bring you live coverage of the Sim 500 group. As they clicking off laps, we're officially past the halfway point of tonight's race. Jose Gonzalez leads. Jeff Hollingsworth, Jerry Bergeron, Kenneth Farmer, Thomas Hazlett, your top 5. Just, again, clicking off laps here and not really making much drama of it. Speaking of not making much drama of it, Thomas Hazlett, he's in 14 spots on the night. How about we ride on board with the 47 of Hazlett? He's currently riding 5th. Let's click off a lap with the driver of the 47. A lot of off-throttle time or reduced throttle. We were riding on board there with the 47, and then as well as the 97. That's super speedway racing in a nutshell for you. Really having to modulate that throttle. The only person that's flat out at racetracks like this is the leaders under green flag conditions during the race. Gonzalez has got that thing shoved through the firewall. Everybody else, well, you've got to back off of it a little bit. You can't run through the guy in front of you. You want to make sure you hit it, or if you're going to bump draft, you got to do it in a really good place. So many factors to think about. So a lot of 2/3 throttle, even half throttle, and even less on occasion, especially in the big packs. Being off throttle there is not uncommon whatsoever. Lap number 36 here at Daytona for the Sim 500 Sunday Night Thunder Group. Top 5 has not changed. We've talked about kind of running back here with some of these other machines that may have a little bit of damage or may have had to take some optionals. Alan Wild, we know he's been in the grass a couple times. Brian Wortman's back there. Logan Koger. Look at this ragtag group of drivers. Everybody's trying to hang on to this. This is out. Koger's missing the front end of that car. DeAndre Kane is as well. And a couple machines that are a lap down. Brent Scott. Byron Daly. It was a Chad Coleman. Those two are together. They've got some noses on those cars, but they're a couple laps down, trying to work their way back forward. Alex Gregg here with this group as well. And this is what I mean by just kind of clicking off some laps, because you don't know what could happen here. Technically, Koger, Kane, Gregg, they're all on the same, they're on the lead lap still. So, you definitely do not want to let up if at all possible. Alan Wild here as well. So, you're still running, and as I mentioned, these guys are in the top 15 right now. The race isn't over. Who knows what could happen here as we continue to make laps here. And if another incident happens, they're on track, they're able to avoid it, they can pick up those positions before you know it. I've walked into some races and had a damage, the halfway mark, had a ton of damage, and still walk away with a top 10. Speaking of top 10, mostly unchanged as they come to the stripe to take lap number 39. Gonzalez, Jeff Hollingsworth, your 1-2. Jerry Bergeron, Kenneth Farmer, Thomas Hazlett. And then Vincent Guerrero. He's down 3 spots on the night. He started up close towards the front there. Right now sitting 6th in that number 45. The 96 of Gerald Livingston's running 7th. He's our biggest mover in the top 10. That driver there, the 23. The 96 is up 23 spots, currently sitting 7th right now. Ricky Barbary up 16 spots in the 27 car, currently running 8th. Tyler McAbee, we've seen him up front a couple times, and then Justin Fuller, your top 10. Coming across the stripe, the next time they do, it'll be 25 laps remaining here for the ARCA cars, the Sunday Night Thunder Group. I do believe we'll see them come down pit road at least, we'll come down pit road one more time for fuel. Most of our leaders, anyway, the top 5 have not been down pit road since lap number 17. So we know they will most likely have to stop once again. There's a couple drivers here that have been down lap 22. It also looks like Tyler McAbee is in the 3. He came down last on lap number 9. So he's definitely going to be due for a splash of gas at some point soon. Unfortunately, unless he can really drag it out or coordinate with these guys, there's not too many others on track that'll be having to come relatively soon. We'll see how this all shakes out, though. Gonzalez started 5th. Pretty decent starting position. But is really enjoying the lead. He was up there prior to that first big caution. That massive wreck coming down the backstretch. Was able to avoid it. Stayed up front, stayed on the point here. Has been back, kind of back and forth in the top 4, depending on what lanes of traffic we're doing. But right now, running his own race and just kind of finding his P's and Q's here. And again, as I mentioned, a lot of newer names that I don't believe we've seen the Sunday Night Thunder group, at least in some time. Just good to see some of these drivers coming here and having a decent run here at Daytona. This is Logan Koger and DeAndre Kane. Remember, those guys don't have any front ends. They stay to the bottom. The whole field's going to have to work their way around. They will go a lap down there. Obviously, they are well under power, under speed in comparison to this rest of this pack, which got scattered out just a little bit there, but not enough to lose the draft. And for the most part, it seems, especially some of those that have been in an incident, they're going to be able to hang on. Speaking of hanging on, is that the 0-1? I believe that is on the outside line. Trying to make something happen. He's going to fall back to 30. He was kind of hanging out on that outside line. I think for a minute he was wondering if anybody wanted to go with him. Maybe make a little bit of move up there. Maybe work their way to the front and give Gonzalez a little bit of pressure, but no. And ultimately, Kenneth Farmer looked like he lifted just a little bit to let Jerry back in line. Still very early in terms of go time. There's a point at these super speedway racetracks where all these drivers, you've got to make a decision. When do you go and when do you don't? Depending on the situation, where you are in the field, front and rear, etc., knowing what car you have, do you have any damage, do you have a drafting partner, etc., but then gives you the heads up of when do you go. And by go, I mean you head to the front. You start making moves. You start going to the outside. Maybe making it 3 wide. And tonight, I imagine we're going to see some of these drivers probably go a little earlier than we would. And the reason why I say that is because there's fewer cars on track. You're not going to have a ton of help just by the nature of numbers, let alone everybody else. And these ARCA cars, we talked about, just a little more underpowered than what we see in main stage NASCAR. So you're going to have to make some decisions and go in a little early. Maybe try to get going and pick it up a couple others or whatever you got to do. So I imagine we'll see them go just a smidge early. But by that, I mean maybe 5 to go. Whereas, we've seen some single file last lap coming across the stripe as they roll off into one. And it all, it's on from there. But we'll see. Still got a little ways to go. 21 laps remain tonight. And Sunday Night Thunder ARCA Series edition right here on Turn 1. Hello, everybody. I'm Sean Fitz. Appreciate you being here. A little bit, as we talked about, those lap cars kind of scattered this group out just a little bit. There's a gap back behind the 45 of Vincent Guerrero. That's Livingston. Ricky Barbary back there. As they come back down across the stripe. While we've got a few moments, I want to talk about some opportunities here at Turn 1. This week we announced a couple different things, including a little bit of a logo rebrand. We're still in the midst of working on that, but you'll see hints and sprinkles of that with a formal introduction down the road. But Turn 1 is also excited to announce an availability calendar. Head on over to Facebook.com and do a search for Turn 1 Broadcasting, and you'll find our page. Right there, you can view our season availability. That is updated through the end of September. So if you have a special event, you have maybe a season or a series that you want to have broadcasted or elevated to the next level with a broadcasting partner, head on over to Facebook. Take a look at our availability calendar. If something piques your interest, or maybe there's a night you're interested in, do us a favor. Take a look at the calendar, make sure it's available, and then give us a message. We'd be more than happy to connect, meet with, or have discuss pricing and other details. We'd love to be your broadcasting partner. Gonzalez continues to lead here, but it's starting to get a little feisty back here. That's Fuller in a 51. He started up front tonight. And, he's all on the outside all by himself. He's going to really lose some momentum there. I don't think, regardless of side draft or not, these ARCA cars have anywhere near as the pull as we see in other series. You know, with Xfinity and Cup, you can sometimes see that side draft really kind of come to fruition and help some of these drivers, especially if you're maybe a 2-car group or even a single car on occasion on that outside line. You'll hang on just a little bit more than you would really do otherwise by leveraging that side draft. But we saw Fuller move out there and really not pick anything up. He lost a bunch of spots. He's now back to the high side. He's really wanting to go. This is the 51 sending out feelers. Hey, anybody want to go to the front? Anybody want to connect and maybe make something happen? Or, I don't know if he has a reason to go backwards like this last down pit road on lap number 22. But it sure seems like he is just letting everybody roll. Fuller now back to 9th. Remember, we have a couple cars here, including, oh no, it looks like Mickey rather, is going to be on pit road. He's by himself. That's the 3 car. He was only stopped once on lap 9. We knew he was not going to make it. I don't think we could see really the rest of this pack also making it, but he is going to come down, or it was down pit road all by himself. Unfortunately, that is going to put him well back in the pack. He's going to go back to 14th and really have no help. He's going to need a caution to get back in the top 10. He was running, we saw him lead and running between 8th and 9th back there right before the pit stop. So let's do the math. He came down pit road there, lap number 48. And his last time down pit road is lap number 9. Well, our top 5 have not been down pit road since lap 17. So really, they only had about 8 additional laps before more than he did. And by the way, it's 16 to go. So say they pit the same time, there's about the same fuel level. That's going to really put it tight. Maybe 8, 7 to go. I don't know, man. It's going to be tough for some of these drivers. And those that came down on lap 22, you're even closer. You know, at that rate, you're with 5 to go. At that point, when the lap 17 cars pit, you're going to have, what, 7 to go? Well, you've got 5 more laps of fuel. What did that do for you? I don't know. This is going to be tight. May come down to fuel strategy. Who do you get to go with it? You see the 3. Not up to speed, and he's going to go a lap down, just trying to find a little bit of drafting help. He needs a partner that's going to be able to go with him or stay with him after the pit stops. The rest of this field may have to make. Fuller's going to pick him up there. And I imagine we'll see that group maybe start coming to the front. Either way, I suspect we will see pit stops here in the next 4 to 5 laps. And that's going to shake some stuff up here at Daytona. The 3 is towing Justin Fuller, the 51. Tyler's again a lap down, but got picked. Wait, yeah. Tyler's a lap down, but got picked up. And there it is. The lead pack's coming down pit road, led by Gonzalez. Green flag stops underway with 13 to go. So that's going to leave Justin Fuller. Last lap down, lap number 23. Brian Wortman. Justin Fuller lap down 22, last down 22. Wortman, last down 23. Doug Sigmund, last down lap 22. They're going to elect to stay out. This is going to be tight, and I don't know if they can make it. But we're going to find out, because really you got what you got at this point unless they elect to come down. And ultimately, they're really only going to have a 3-car, 4-car run. Nope, it looks like they're going to duck down. Oh, no. Fuller's going to really pay on this one. So is Doug Sigmund. They're going to come down pit road. Brian Wortman, he elects to stay out. He is going to continue to get the tow from the 3. He's going to also inherit the lead this time by Jeff Hollingsworth. is now going to lead that second group. Jose Gonzalez fell all the way back to 10th. Gonzalez, he led the most laps here tonight, but wow, he had a terrible pit stop and got caught up with something happened on pit road. Either way, Jeff Hollingsworth, Vincent Guerrero, Jerry Bergeron, Kenneth Farmer, Gerald Livingston going to be your top 5 once Brian Wortman, Doug Sigmund come down. Wait, did this work out in their favor? Let me take a look. No. Yeah. I don't know how this has happened. I don't know how this happened, but I show Fuller. Oh, he just took a little bit of fuel. He didn't take a ton. Justin Fuller may have had the pit stop of the night. I show him scored 3rd. Doug Sigmund as well, he's up here. Sigmund's going to go backwards, but Wortman, he will have to come down. There you see he's going to make his stop now. He's going to get that 74 machine slowed up. Fuller has picked up the lead here, according to iRacing scoring. This is interesting. Was able to come down pit road here. Just a few, oh, nearly made contact with the lap down car of the 4. But it's going to be Fuller, Hollingsworth, Guerrero, Jerry Bergeron, Doug Sigmund, Kenneth Farmer, Gerald Livingston. This is a big pack back here. Ricky Barbary and Jose Gonzalez, they're all on the move. Wortman is going to be down on the apron. He's going to be actually just, I was going to say, he's going to be just getting up to speed. Yeah, no. He's going to need to be, he may catch on to this lead pack just by the hair on his chin. Your leader right now coming down the backstretch. Here comes the full steam train of Justin Fuller back behind him. They're going to blow his doors off, but he very well could latch onto this draft. Now Fuller back up front. Short pit. It was only in his box 7 seconds. That may have been the stop of the night. Jeff Hollingsworth, Vincent Guerrero, Jerry Bergeron, Doug Sigmund, your top 5 as they come across the stripe. 9 laps to go here at Daytona. So off into 3 and 4 the leaders go. And then there's the second pack here where that has Guerrero, Barbary, and Farmer in it. And then it looks like a 4-second gap back up to Wortman. These guys are going to have to put their foot on it pretty hard and stay together if they want to have a chance to catch up to this lead pack. Looks like they gained about, oh, well, I was going to say that looks like they gained maybe a 10th, but they're actually falling back even further. I don't know if the 55 is the right guy to be leading the second group. And Jose Gonzalez, who, again, led so many laps here tonight, unfortunately, is not going to be there, as we talked about, when it matters most, if we're really looking at it right now. Either way, Fuller's out front. Sigmund, oh, it looks like Sigmund may have taken a little too less of a fuel stop. He's in trouble. He's on pit road. He's going to give up that top 5. Hollingsworth is going to move up. So will Guerrero, Bergeron, and Wortman. Wortman, we talked about, he came down pit road, lap number 55. Had a pretty decent stop, 6 seconds in the box. And he was able to catch on and latch on to the leaders as they came down the backstretch and not lose the draft. Fuel strategy coming into play here at a super speedway. That's a pretty interesting strategy. But nonetheless, it's working out for some of these guys. Justin Fuller leading as they come across the stripe. 6 to go at Daytona. Again, I want to take one more opportunity while we are here with 5 or 6 to go as they come down the backstretch. I want to thank everybody tuned in to Sim 500 and the Sunday Night Thunder group. Some big numbers over on YouTube here tonight. We appreciate you being here. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, subscribe. We got a lot of racing action coming up, not only with this group, with the Downforce Racing Series, Ohio Sim Racing, and others. Cannot wait. Also going to have a special event the week of the 4th of July. So that's going to be a great show as well. Last time by, 5 to go. Fuller in command out front. It is a 6-car lead pack group. And we take a look back here at Gonzalez and Farmer, who is leading Farmer's leading. Gonzalez was our leader, led the most laps tonight. He's in a ton of trouble. They're 8+ seconds back. They have firmly lost the draft, and I think they're pretty much out of time unless they get that group sorted out. They are they're not going to be there up front battling for the lead as they come across the stripe. 4 to go. The big one happened here early. Weeded this field out. Now Brian Wortman taking advantage of having that smaller lead pack group. Him and Bergeron, we're going to battle it out there. We're going to move back down. I think we have seen a couple of these drivers prove that that outside line is going to be really tough as they come to the stripe. 3 to go. And as I talked about earlier in the broadcast, I think we're going to see some folks going to have to make a move here in the next lap or so. Yeah, we're going to start to see some folks move to the outside. I think it's going to take more to get this run. If you're Wortman, if you're even the 0-1, sitting back in 4th. Ah, there it is. They start getting a little squirrely back there because you're going to need time to get this run going, get the momentum happening. But I tell you what, that outside line is just not going. That's the lap down car, the 4, up there battling as well. No pressure with that second pack. Wortman going to lead the charge on the outside. They're going to really make some moves. It's going to get tight. That was a 45. He's going to move up. Fuller's going to move up. 2 to go this time by. Fuller and Guerrero. Now 1-2 on the inside. They're going to have to work around some lap traffic. They get through 1 clear. Still a ton of lap traffic in front of him. Fuller's going to have to pick a lane. This is going to check some stuff up in this group. Wortman now is up to P2. To the high side. They're going to dump the leader. Brian Wortman's going to use the draft to his advantage and take the lead out of 4. 2 and 3 wide back behind him. Nearly a wreck. They're going to keep it green. 1 more lap to go. Brian Wortman leading on the bottom. No matter what, we're going to see a checkered flag next time by, but who's going to be P2? Because that's going to leave out your leader. And it's all going to be a done and dusted. The 4 lap down car. Fuller's back up there. Wortman. Oh, the 51 weasels out the 4. Wortman's going to be in trouble. Fuller's going to have a run. Guerrero's with him. They come down the front stretch. The checkered flag is out. Brian Wortman's going to play fuel strategy and win. What a masterful 15 laps out of the 74 car. Short pit, only took 6 seconds of fuel, in and out of the box, clean stop, kept on the lead lap, rode around, and he brought home the checkered flag. Brian Wortman is your winner here at Daytona. Justin Fuller and Vincent Guerrero, your top 3. We're going to step aside just a moment and bring you some post-race coverage. You're watching Turn 1. Brian Wortman burns it down on the front stretch here at Daytona. Under the lights, going to bring home the checkered flag. What a move by that driver. The last 15 laps or so, some of the best overall racing I've seen out of a driver in a hot minute. Played the strategy, played the pit stop just right, and it got a reward of a checkered flag here at Daytona. Really quick, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, or just a little while ago in the broadcast rather, Sim 500 next Sunday night, same time, same channel, heads on over to Charlotte, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, for 100 laps of racing action at Charlotte Motor Speedway. You're not going to want to miss that. And again, we are with the Sunday Night Thunder group all throughout, I believe, end of July. So make sure you do what you need to do to get connected. Speaking of, head on over to Turn 1 on Facebook. Turn 1 Broadcasting on Facebook. Do us a favor, like the page. We'd love to have you. That's where you're going to get notified of all the racing action and new races right here on Turn 1. Let's quickly talk to race winner Brian Wortman. Brian, first of all, fantastic last 15 laps. Played the pit stop just right. How critical was it for you to get off pit road as well as you did there coming to the end? Oh, Brian, we can't hear you. That may be on me. Hold on a second. It looks like it may be on me.
Sorry. Hey, can you hear me now?
I got you, Brian. So, again, talk about that pit stop. How important was it?
Well, I was going to pit with Doug and Justin Fuller, and next thing you know it, I didn't hear them because either chatter on my radio or whatever. So I said, let me try to lead one lap just in case, because I'm like knife in points, and oh my goodness. A mistake that could have been costly actually helped me out. I couldn't believe I got out in front of them before they, came down below me, and I was able to catch on to the draft. And oh my goodness, I'm so speechless right now.
Brian, that's perfectly fine, buddy. Listen, what a great 15-lap run. Congratulations on the victory here tonight. And I'm sure we'll be talking to you again at Charlotte. Congratulations on bringing home the checkered flag here at Daytona.
Oh, thank you. It's awesome. Got my 3rd career win in Sim 500. I hope to get, a few more under my belt this year. Let's go racing.
Brian Wortman, your winner here at Daytona. Brian, thanks for the time.
See you at Charlotte next week.
Really excited winner here tonight at Daytona. We'll talk to Vincent Guerrero. Vincent, congratulations on top 3. Probably not the run you were looking for. Talk to me about kind of navigating how crazy this super speedway race was.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy there, man. I mean, I got caught up in that one incident there. I had like 3.5 minutes of repairs, so to finish in the top 3 here and take the podium, I'll take it any day.
Vincent, we mentioned how some of these getting the run and really working that outside line just did not seem to be possible with a lower car count in that lead pack group. How difficult was it to kind of plan where you may want to make a leap out and maybe make a run in the last couple laps there, and did you really have anything left?
You know, taking that, you know, fixing off that repair, I didn't know what kind of car I had. I mean, obviously the crew chief said I was all good and no further damage to repair there, but I just wanted to stick behind somebody that I was able to push and stay in the draft because momentum is key here. But some lap traffic there at the end came into play there, and I actually got shuffled back. I don't know, probably like 7th or so, and you know, I just needed to find some momentum back. And I thought Fuller was probably gonna go take the outside on him, and I was gonna probably follow Fuller to push him, but he chose to stay behind that lead car and push him, so I had nowhere to go, so I just stayed and pushed.
Vincent Guerrero had some damage but brought it home. P3 here tonight at Daytona. Vincent, congratulations.
Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it, man. Thank you to Sim 500 for letting me come on board this season. I'm pretty much a rookie here. Super speedways are I like super speedways, so I just started doing this deal here with Sim 500 and intermediate tracks and get my feet wet here in this track, and I'm happy to finish the top 3.
Thanks, Vincent. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And with that, we will also quickly talk to Justin Fuller. Justin, listen, a little bit of a heartbreak, I imagine, in that car tonight, sitting P2 after leading a bunch of laps here, kind of being up front. Talk to us about your race as a whole and what would you have done a little bit differently had you had the chance.
Nothing really. It was a good race. Solid points tonight, P2. Really didn't need to take too many chances there tonight. Obviously, I wanted to try for it, but end of the day, just wasn't in the cards. And ultimately, a lot of the guys that are on me in points, you know, Chad, Scott wasn't here tonight. They had bad nights, so didn't really. I really wouldn't have done anything different. It was a good points tonight, and that's all that really matters.
And so, you know, Justin, really quick while I have the opportunity, why we were talking about that outside line with Guerrero and really kind of getting a run there at the very end. How much or how difficult would it have been for some of these drivers sitting 4th, 5th, and 6th maybe to get up there and run for that lead at the very end, or even you for that matter? Did you feel like you could have stepped outside and made a run for it the last, say, 1,000 feet, or really was it a no-go at this point with such a small lead pack?
It would have depended on if Vicente, or however his name is pronounced, would have gone with me or not, and if I could have got the Brian's right rear. So, I mean, I don't know if you watched there, you know, while I was running at the back of that pack, I tried making runs by myself, and they just weren't coming to fruition very well. The only way they would is when the field would check up really hard, and that's the only way I could make up ground. So I would have had to get the Brian's right rear. Vicente would have had to go with me, and it's at that point it just wasn't worth it. P2 is great points now. I got a 48-point lead now. We're 4 races in. We got 6 to go, and I think it's 6. I don't know what it is, but we just got to keep cooking out these points, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day is trying to win the championship at the end of the season.
All-around success here at Daytona for Justin Fuller. Justin, congratulations.
Thank you. Have a good week.
And with that, we're going to wrap up race coverage. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. A little bit of a crazy night on track and in the studio, but we're glad you were with us all the way. On behalf of the league admins of the Sim 500 group, I'm Sean Fitz. Appreciate you being here. We'll talk to you again this coming Tuesday for the DRS crew right here on Turn 1. Bye-bye, everybody.